All right, let's just do the thing. Let's just do the thing. And then there was the dark room. Hello, all. Welcome to the dark room. I am Paul Mosley-Hanton, the dude in the dark room, and it is Friday, January 6th. Makes it a photography Friday here in the dark room, so we're going to be doing some photography in Fallout 76, taking some pictures of interesting enemies flying through the air, architecture, landscapes across the West Virginia wasteland. Got to learn from those past experiences. Yes, we do, Gary. Anyway, we're gonna have a fun time flying, guys. Is the standard procedure here on a Friday evening. We're gonna try to get some unique type of shots, things that we never end up getting, like rare Mothman encounters, things like that. When we run into those, take pictures of all the rare occurrences that we come across. There are some rare enemies in this game that are interesting to photograph, so we're gonna try to get some of that done. As always, if you're interested to see the kind of stuff we do here, and you ain't got time to stick around. Well, I mean, it does. I'm gonna do the same thing I do every night. I guess maybe I explain it differently, and then it sounds like a different type of process. But no, it's a standard photography night. I have nothing out of the ordinary planned. I might go to some new locations that we generally never visit, but other than that, we're gonna kind of do a standard photography night. Nothing specifically special about it. Although maybe we'll do some kind of fun thing. One really fun exercise that I have learned in this game via Reddit, just listening or reading what people are talking about on Reddit, obviously. Somebody mentioned how fun it is to walk some of the streets, some of the highway routes that cut through the entire West Virginia area that we can adventure. And so maybe I think it is kind of a fun idea to choose one of the roads and just walk down it and see what we can find along the way. So let's do that tonight. That actually sounds like kind of a fun thing. Not really all that different than what we usually do, but other than the fact that we won't be fast traveling around. But maybe we'll do something fun like that and also hit our favorite photography spots and get some of our standardized type shots that we're always trying to capture. If you want to see what we do on this stream, generally speaking, check out our YouTube because, well, actually, you know what? Here, let's just do socials right now. Let's just do all the socials. We'll just do all the socials, put them all up there. But I will point out, YouTube, you'll be able to find pretty much all of the past streams that we've done. So if you want to watch any previous content, you can check that out on YouTube. Also, you'll find our nice short clips from each stream, the best shots, the best moments from each stream, clipped down to bite-size ingestion size bites. And if you're a short clip type of person, that's a good place for you to check out, as well as TikTok, because TikTok has the exact same short clips. So if you're a short form content consumption type person, check those two things out. And every single time we do a stream, what we're really working on is a nice overall explanation of the photography in this game, what we've been doing with it, what we like about it, what we want to change about it. And so every time we do these streams, we're building on that concept. And eventually, we will have a nice video up about photography in Fallout 76. Same as Zelda. We'll have a Zelda Breath of the Wild photography video, Spelunky photography video, which I've quoted as being the first one we will actually fully produce and upload, which is still true. I'm getting around to it. So anyway, check out all those sweet social medias. But especially, I want to say YouTube and TikTok are probably the two big other ones that you're going to want to keep an eye on if you're interested in what we do here. Also, we have a specific website that we're working on for this game, photography in this game. A ProSnap Camera Club website. Eventually, we'll have more on there. Right now, it's just a small stream of images, but there'll be more to come. And also, we have a really cool group of people on Discord. Amazing, lovable group of rascals on Discord. Some of my favorite people, actually, pretty much all my favorite people are on Discord. So check that out if you want to stay up to date with what we do. Also, if you've taken any cool photos in a game that you love to photograph in, it doesn't have to be Fallout, it doesn't have to be Zelda. I'm always interested in what other people are shooting in, what they're having fun capturing. But there's a place on there you can post your photography as well as your real life photography, and you can also suggest games that I might be interested in. I've had a lot of suggestions, and there's a lot of great ideas, and I have a lot of content to work with. So hopefully we'll get around to some more games eventually. I know we've been kind of playing the same games for like the past year. That's been on purpose because we're starting with what we know. We're starting with something kind of easier to deal with, at least for me, dealing with games that I've already played and whatnot. And I know I have a pretty good amount of knowledge about the game. Is a good place to start. But we'll delve into games I've never played before eventually. And so on and so forth. We'll have plenty of cool new titles, which I have been quoted as saying Pokemon Snap, which I've played. I loved when back in the day when Pokemon Snap was a new game, the original Pokemon Snap. I definitely played it a lot, and I thought it was a very fun game. It was actually before I got very passionate about photography, so it's going to be an interesting retrospective for me looking back on that game. And then we have the new Pokemon Snap to play. A lot of cool stuff to come in 2023. Although I hope I get around to that in 2023. I'm pretty confident I will, but with all of your love and support, I plan to make it happen. Anyway, check out all that stuff. I think we're good on that front. I hope everybody's having a good night. Hope you've enjoyed your week. Hope you're ready to have a fun weekend. Playing some games, doing something fun. Everybody deserves to relax a little bit and enjoy themselves. So I hope everybody gets a chance to do that. And I hope you're ready to join me now because we have entered the dark room. And once we step in the dark room, we leave everything at the door, okay? Everything stays at the door. We're going to focus on enjoying ourselves and having some fun and forgetting everything for a little while while we just take some photos. And I highly encourage all of you to jump into whatever game of choice you like to play. It doesn't have to be anything you're going to shoot in, but I definitely recommend exploring the capture of whatever you love, whatever game you enjoy playing. Try to capture some cool stuff with it. Try to emphasize what you're feeling. Try to express how you feel about the game and show people how your view of the game can be different than theirs, with your photography. Do something fun with it. And then share it on the Discord because I'd love to see other people's photo work. And as always, I will mention that I'm just really bad with responding and getting back to stuff pretty much everywhere. So just give me a break if I miss something on Discord or if I miss something in the chat. It's definitely not intentional. I always intend to respond and react to whatever people are doing. So if I miss something, just give me a break. Forgive me. I'm definitely not trying to ignore anybody or anything. And other than that, sit back, relax. Let's have some fun. Here, I'll cheers, obviously, with our traditional Nuka-Cola mug. I'm just doing beer and vodka again. A little bit of vodka inside of my beer here. Very good blend. You know what? I really need to get back in my Boilermakers though. Boilermakers are my favorite. But a little bit of vodka and beer isn't bad either. So cheers, everybody. Let's have some fun. Enjoy your evening, please. Be responsible as always, and I love you all. Cheers. Be sipping on that all night. And let's just jump in. Let's just get in there and have some fun. It's going to take us a while. Yeah, Gary. It's going to take us a while to review what we shot last time. So let's do that. And then we will actually delve into our photography of whatever the hell we come across. I think that is kind of a fun idea to walk up the road like that and just do photograph whatever little objects or whatever we're coming across on our little walk. Somebody said, I think the first time I heard somebody talk about that kind of exploration, they were talking about specifically walking what they called the Green Mile. I feel like they call it the Green Mile or just the mile maybe, but walking up Route 65 from Cranberry Bog, starts here at Watoga and goes all the way up through Cranberry Bog, all the way up through the mire, and across to the Savage Divide. Is this still technically? No, then it becomes the 63 over there in the Savage Divide. But walking this route, and this is 66 north or east to west at the north end there, but walking this mile, and they might have specifically been talking about starting in the mire because obviously that's kind of like the green area of that portion of the highway. Anyway, that was a very, when I heard someone say that, I was like, wow, that's actually kind of a fun little way to explore. I've definitely walked roads in other games, but I feel like once you get to the point that I'm at in a game like this, it stops being really about exploration and you're kind of just hopping from point of interest to point of interest rather than exploring and doing something like that where we challenge ourselves to walk up one road or make one route, follow one route. It can be an interesting shift in how we're looking at this. So let's try to do that today. We'll do like one road or something like that. What do we have here? Rad Horde. I'll take care of that at some point. And let's get some well-rested bonuses. I got plenty of film. I do need to craft Mervs. Actually, let's do that first. Or no, I'll do that last because I want to get all my buffs first. Get some more EXP for actually crafting that item. But we'll do, we'll get well-rested bonus, we'll get well-tuned bonus while we do a image review. And then we will walk. Actually, what time of day is it? Depending on what time of day it is in the wasteland, it might be a perfect opportunity to actually just walk up this, the 83. Is that 83? Is that a 3? Looks like a 3. Could be a 5. I think it's 83. Seeing as the 5 over here looks very different than that 3, I'd say it's a 3. The 83A. We can walk up the 83. That actually might be kind of fun. We don't like shooting during the afternoon. Generally, I feel like the prime times to get the most beautiful type of captures is sunset, sunrise, standard type stuff with photography. You want that beautiful lighting. You want that beautiful atmosphere. And when the weather turns against us, it actually makes sense to go into an area like the ash heap that doesn't really have much detail to the sky anyway. We're just gonna get overcast skies here. It's 12 a.m. so we're gonna probably miss this night cycle, and it might be perfect by the time we're ready to walk up. Just walk up this road and try to fly whatever we find as we're on our way up the road towards the mega mansions. Anyway, let's get well tuned. We can get well tuned. And a review. So anyway, real quick preview. Type of shots we're trying to get. Awesome bodies in flight specifically. This is the kind of stuff we can actually instigate ourselves, launching enemies into the air like this and photographing them in the sky or amongst architecture or celestial bodies. My favorite type of shots are things where they're incorporated with the moon or the sun in some way, or the stars and the clouds. Make it look like they're doing something fun. This was one of my favorite challenges I've had, which I'm always open to photographic challenges, images that you'd love to see. I will do my best to do it, or to try to make it happen. Images like this probably will never happen again, so I'm going to keep these probably forever, at least one of them. I really wish this one had the moon in it, because this shot, the pose is so much better, and the explosion is so much better on that. It's like a delayed explosion from our grenade launcher, which we cannot use to fly enemies anymore. So disappointing. I always keep it on me just in case, because I am working with my explosives build, and we can still do some flying with it, just not the way we used to. Because you used to be able to target the leg with a grenade launcher, and no matter how many times you shot, even if the enemy went down and you had more shots coming in, they would continually track their body. So once they got into ragdoll mode, they'd be hit again with another explosive, and that just launched them into the stratosphere, which was very fun. I'm very disappointed that they changed that. I'm curious if it has anything... I kind of doubt it has anything to do with me, but it's suspect that as soon as I start getting excited about this kind of shit, they take it away from me. Anyway, we're never going to be able to do this again because we can't. That effect just doesn't happen. They patched it out. In fact, a lot of these shots were taken utilizing our grenade launcher, and we can't use it anymore to the same effect, unfortunately. Obviously, rare Mothman encounters will be heavily focused upon. And like I said, starry night, moonlit nights are my prime time to shoot. I freaking love the way the starry nights look in Fallout. So, and obviously times like this during twilight or just before sunrise when the stars are still out. But we also have a blend of the sunrise or sunset color in the sky. I love these type of shots. So this is what we're going for. A little bit of preview review. And other than that, actually, I do like this one. This is actually one of the newest ones we've kept. Bodies flying through the air. So we have Milky Way leading into the moon with the cultists flying in front of it. I feel like this would be a much better vertical image, rotated vertically, so that either the body is upside down or right side up. Either way, I think could work. But I don't like that the lines, which like the Milky Way is kind of creating a line across the center of the frame towards the moon, and then the body itself is across that line. I think I'd prefer that line to be vertical rather than horizontal. It just feels like the momentum from the body would work better, or this image would feel better like that. And I know the orientation of the stars and whatever wouldn't make sense in that orientation necessarily, but it would definitely feel a lot better with the Milky Way either leading up to the moon or leading down to the moon or something like that. Could be kind of fun. But at this rotation, at this orientation, I don't really like it. Also, that pose, not the best pose in the world. Not the worst, but also not the best. We can delete that one. This is a pretty fun shot. This is prime. This is a pretty prime version of a cultist leaping around in front of the moon. Beautiful full moon in the sky with those twinkling stars and some clouds. Pretty good shot. It is overall mediocre. There's nothing all that special about this. We have a lot of those bodies flying around the moon, and something like this where they're much closer to frame, which is very difficult to achieve, or at least less likely to happen. I'd prefer something like this rather than just a body flying around the moon. I do like this one's actually kind of on the chopping block, but I very much enjoy the way that the branches extend out into the frame and the position of the body in relation to those branches and then where the moon is. It all looks, it's a very, very fitting image. And this one, very similar, but a much better version of essentially what this shot is. I kind of like this pose. I like it when the pose is suggestive of what the person or some sort of activity that the person is doing, whether it's like a leaping or a jumping or a frolicking, or in this particular case right here, this is reminiscent of riding the atom bomb down in Doctor Strangelove, which I have realized between taking that and talking about it several times. There is this awesome, I think it's a poster too that you can put up in your camp, but there's this awesome Nuka Girl poster or Nuka Girl icon of riding the little atomic bomb. Is it an icon? I'm pretty sure it was an icon, right? Did I pass it already? Nuke a girl riding the atomic bomb down? Or was it on a poster? Shit, did I pass it already? I could have sworn it was at the top. But I think I'm getting confused if it was a poster or if it was an icon. Oh, there it is. Nuke a girl bomber icon. She's riding that little A-bomb with her thirst zapper and the Nuka-Cola girl outfit. Very nice. But that is that obvious reference to Doctor Strangelove, and that is exactly why that shot in question is so amazing to me, because it looks like that. It has a suggestive pose to it. And that's always what we're going for. But again, something like this where there's not much suggestive posing or active action going on with the body in relation to the surrounding items, we're gonna delete it. We don't need that. This shot's pretty cool. I love these totem shots. These Mothman cultist totem shots are beautiful. This one became maybe more interesting because I actually ended up lighting myself on fire in the bonfire, and that gave off this weird kind of high contrast, high saturation effect to a lot of the image. I don't know how big of a fan I am of that. I think it kind of works for this particular image. I generally would try to avoid it. The big disappointment here is that the moon, which is that little circle, white circle in front of the edge of the flame on the right side of the frame, that actually ends up, to me, that looks more like a lens flare because it's situated right next to that blown out fire extending from the right side of the frame. That ends up kind of making it seem like it's a lens flare, but that is the moon. It doesn't read well as the moon, though. In my opinion, it's too faded. It just looks like a perfectly circular lens flare to me. And that's not gonna do it for me. I thought this image was gonna be so good. I saw it lining up, and then I think I fucked up. I like fell down the hill, fell down the little cliff, and then had to jump back up and recompose really fast. But we did get it, and it's okay. It's not a keeper though. Goodbye. We love our monorail elevator shots. Look at those clouds, dude. Such beautiful color in the clouds at this time of day. I believe this is sunset. Can never tell you if it's sunrise or sunset. It's hard to distinguish unless I'm looking at the actual. I guess that must have been sunrise. This must have been sunrise. Only way I can really tell is whatever the next set of images is. You know, this is a sunrise image as the sun's coming up, because then we end up shooting our daylight images. That's how I can remember what time of day that was. It's pretty difficult for me to discern. These shots aren't bad. They're not the best, though. I've had a lot of these type of shots with that monorail elevator associated with the body, and maybe it's a little too hard to tell what we're looking at. I think if you don't know anything about this game, it'd be hard to tell. And I strive for less context-sensitive type images where, like, you don't need to know the context of Fallout to understand this image. I'd prefer that to be the case. It doesn't hurt to get very Fallout-specific images. Those can be fun, too. Like with a super mutant pictured in the frame, obviously it's going to become a very Fallout-centric image. I don't mind that kind of thing, but for the most part, I'd like it to be more generalized. And so these shots, I'm just going to do all three of these at once. These are not bad shots, especially this one. I love this pose. This is a brilliant pose. This is exactly the type of pose that we want. We want all of those limbs sprawled out. Kind of looks like they're kicking their one foot forward and throwing their arms up like, hey, I'm just having fun here. Ooh, this is candy. I'm having fun. That's what this person is saying. And so that pose is great. These are cool images. They're not bad, but it's not very difficult to get these type of shots. I've taken these type of shots before. It would take something really special about it to make me want to keep these. So we'll delete all three of those. None of them really hit me in a very strong way. I don't think we got anything. In all honesty, I'm not going to keep any of these shots from last week, most likely. We got sunrise in the cranberry bog with the little cultist in flight over here. I didn't like the way that the body is so far separated from the actual sunrise. I would have preferred to have been able to zoom in one more step in our focal length and have the body in flight somewhere closer to that tall tree in the center of the frame. But then having used the tall tree on the center of the frame and then the tallest tree on the right side of the frame, those two trees could have been basically the far left and far right side of the frame with the body in flight between those somewhere, and it would have been a much stronger composition. Here, it's like just way too far separated from those two important elements. So we can delete that one. This one's actually kind of fun. I kind of like this shot. I do always want more detail in the sky. That's the only disappointing thing about hazy, overcast weather conditions is we're going to get a very drab looking sky. And I think if we have these images all in one portfolio, if these are all part of one portfolio with a light sky like that, with a gray drab looking sky, they can form a bit of a motif if they all have that. But when you have them in combination with these beautiful images of starry nights and blue cloud, like very puffy blue sky with puffy clouds, or sunset colors, it just really emphasizes how drab it looks. So I don't like that, and I would probably end up putting most of these type of images into like one combined portfolio rather than having them associated with the other images that they just don't really sit well together with. So I like this shot, and it is good timing on where the body's falling. Always trying to avoid stacking that body or stacking whatever subject against other objects. I love the, especially if it's like the main subject, which generally the body in flight I consider to be our key subject, and everything else is more or less background or atmosphere or some flavor. And I want at least that body in flight to be separated enough to stand out. I think here I probably would have preferred the body, maybe it's just a tiny bit higher above those trees, but pretty good in terms of separation from the trees themselves. And that drab sky, which I'm talking so much shit about, actually does help this body stand out quite well, where they might have been a little bit more lost had this been different conditions that we shot it under. So I love this shot, but we're not keeping it because it's just it's nothing that special. I'd like to say gulper in flight. I do want to go try to get, there's one quest for the evening is to grab another gulper, a couple more gulpers in flight. So I think eventually we'll work our way up to Gulper Lagoon, and there's a couple spots in the mire specifically that we can, I know are gulper centric, and we can get some gulper shots, which we can only do with MIRVs. Unfortunately, we can't really fly them. We can't fly them with the grenade launcher anymore, so we're gonna have to MIRV them up there. Kind of wish that there was something more than just the tip of those trees sticking in the bottom of the frame. I should have tilted down, maybe got a little bit more of the horizon, or let the body fall a little bit so I could have tilted down, something like that. But it is a gulper, so the fact that we don't usually get gulpers in flight, so we can be happy about it for that reason, but otherwise it can go away. Little piece of architecture in here with this body in flight. Good pose on the body. We love that crucifixion pose, but there's like not enough of that building to make it feel like what we'd ideally go with is it looks like this person like leaped off the building or something like that, or is like flying off the building, leaping through the sky or something, or doing a backflip off the building or something. But the sky's drab here. Maybe the body's a little bit too far separated from the building. I wish they were maybe a tiny bit higher in the frame so I could have tilted up a little bit more. So we can delete this one. Not special. This one's like almost kind of fun. Again, if the body is is touching the moon in some kind of way, or incorporated with the moon or sun. This is the sun, incorporated with the moon or sun in some kind of way. It can look like they're doing something with it, like we talked about. The person looks like they're riding the moon, like a bucking bronco. In this case, it almost looks like this person is doing something with that sun. I don't know what it looks like. They're like humping the sun or something like that. If their right leg was extended out over the edge of the sun, the orb of the sun, like the left leg was, it would look even more like they're laying on top of it or something. Oh my, yeah. It could be fun, but it's close to something good, but not quite there. And then we have that gross tree in the frame on the right side. For some reason, some of the trees are super low resolution like that, and other trees are decent. And I'm never going to remember which one is which in what location. Also, everything here, basically, we could have this could easily crop into a square composition with like the left 50% half of the frame gone, and it actually would work very well. It actually would feel a lot better because there's so much negative space on the left side of the frame here that it just feels very unbalanced. The whole right side is very, very heavy, and the left side is like nothing. So we'll delete that one. Not worth keeping. We got a shovel in flight. That's kind of fun. Anytime we get these random objects in flight, I very much enjoy those shots. I think I'm kind of slowly building a portfolio of small objects in flight. None of them are great though, because this is like the last second we see one random little object like this in flight, and then we try to capture it, which is not easy. But also, the shot sucks. I mean, nothing is cool about this shot. What is this? A shovel. Bye. I mean, look how drab the sky is. I wouldn't mind, like, if we had some cool close-ups of these small objects with some cool backgrounds, that wouldn't be bad. But when it's like this, or especially a body in flight with the shovel in flight around it or something like that, actually sounds kind of fun. But when it's like this with nothing interesting other than just the shovel in there, they're never going to keep that. Never going to keep a shot like that. I do enjoy this shot of Kanawha Cemetery and Church with this body in flight above it. This is the kind of pose and composition that we're going for. It looks like this person might be like levitating up into the sky or falling out of the sky towards the cemetery or something like that. They're having a great time. Their arms are outstretched. You know, they're having a great old time. And only thing I would have done here, I wish I tilted down just a little bit. I'm riding the edge of that tree line a little bit more than I would have liked. We could have gotten a little bit more of those tombstones at the bottom of the frame, which would add some interest. And there's like a good 5% of the top of the frame where there's nothing going on. So I would have preferred more of that foreground detail than that sky detail, which there is very little. We're going to delete this one, though. We're always going for a shot like this. I'd prefer a shot like this at starry nighttime rather than looks like it's around midday here, or at least it's daytime daylight shot, and it's overcast. But I do like that we can see the sun breaking through those clouds. Always going for that. Not going to keep it, though. Goodbye. If that body was posed in front of the sun there, that would have been brilliant, but this one's similar to the that sunrise shot in the Cranberry Bog. These two elements are very far separated on the left and right side of the frame. Very far separated from each other. And then there's in the center, what we have is the most disgusting nougat that I've ever tasted. It's extremely nasty. That tree is terrible, so we don't want that tree in there. Goodbye. I was actually really disappointed because I ran out of space on my camera roll, and then we jumped into the public event, the seismic activity event, the new boss event, which I love it when they introduce new bosses. This is like, please, Bethesda, just give me like so many bosses, so many gigantic, awesome bosses to fight. This is just like such. Love this. One of my favorite new events that they added. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of it, but I think it's a really fun boss event. This shot's like almost good. I was trying to get a good over the shoulder of this player character firing upon the boss, but I actually ended up capturing it while nothing is really happening. There's a lot of excitement before and after this shot, and I like kind of chose very poorly my timing on this image. So delete this one. It's like a little bit too far on the back side of this power armor to get a very good feeling over the shoulder. I would have wanted to come around camera left, which I couldn't do because I was on this little roller coaster rail system, and I didn't have any space to maneuver. So this is kind of where I had the vantage point to shoot this picture. And but if we had swooped around to the left, we would have had a better view of an over-the-shoulder on that power armor, and it would have separated the two from each other. They're a little bit too stacked up in the middle of the frame, or a little bit too close together in the middle of the frame, getting close to being stacked up. And so I would have separated them just slightly. So we can delete that one. And I think this shot was just something I took for a daily challenge. So goodbye. And other than that, let's just, I think we're good on these. I'm going to keep all these for now. Pretty cool shots. I probably won't keep this one. I'm keeping this because I'm trying to remind myself to get a clip of this image being captured, because I did this off the stream and I have to record it with my external video recorder. I don't know why I cannot export video clips from my PS5 very easily, or it just doesn't seem to work very well. Trying to export onto a flash drive, by the way. I'm plugging in my flash drive into my console and then trying to save the images from my media gallery, or save the videos from my media gallery, and for some reason it doesn't like, no matter how long or short the clip is, it just doesn't like those images. I don't know what the fuck I did wrong. I'm probably doing, I'm gonna hedge to bet that I'm doing something wrong though. It's usually the case. So anyway, we are all squared away. We have 20 shots to take on our camera roll. That's a pretty good amount of shots. Just as I thought, we're gonna get in. We're in the early-ish morning. Look at that sun though coming up. We should get into this shit, dude. Let's get food buffs. Got 30 minutes on my well-rested, well-tuned buffs, but we can regain those if we want at some point. I'll probably have to go to the bathroom, and that's always a good time to rebuff. But we want all our food buffs before we really get knee-deep into this. Knee-deep. Let's do a twist. I'm digging these Nuka-Cola twists. I know that the effect doesn't... Well, actually, first of all, real quick, I didn't even... Why didn't I think about this? Nuka-Cola twist plus 2 luck. So if I take... Let's just say instead of rejuvenated, we do cola nut. Nah, the luck is still at 2. Okay, so you don't get the effects. Nuka-Cola products are not 3 times as beneficial. Although I bet you get increased. So that's 120 HP, 30 AP. And when you take that off... Yeah, so it's only the HP AP refresh that it's adding that bonus to. It's not the actual positive effect. I never checked that, but now I have. And now I know. I will try to wear down my perfect bubble gums. I didn't start eating these for a while. My mistake. I'll do salt bean soup. Why not? Just get rid of it. Get it out of my inventory. Operations manual and a sneaky bobble. I gotta go server hop and try to get some more sneak bobbles. I know 50 probably sounds like a lot. You know how fast I can go through 50 sneak bobbles? Very fast. Best way to get these is just to find somebody selling them in their vendor. That's the way I've gotten pretty much all my large stacks of most of these magazines and bobbleheads have all come from vendors, finding people that are selling a stack of 10, stack of 20. Sometimes you find those people that most likely duplicated shit and have like a 200 stack of something in there. I'm gonna buy them anyway. I'm not a proud man. I'm not a proud man. I'll buy duped shit. What am I gonna lose? Maybe a little bit of respect for myself and no, just kidding. It's you know, it's like, hey, it's in the vendor, man. It's fair game. That's my opinion. So we have our camera ready. We have our vampire fixer. We have our 2-shot grenade and our vampire chainsaw. We're pretty good. So the way we're gonna be able to fly enemies is generally with the chainsaw. As I was saying, we don't have our grenade launcher ability yet. Although, let's test that out. Because I don't know when the last time I tested it was. Okay, so we got a super mutant injured here. Let's do this. Again, we're going to have some fun. It's the wrong time of day to really visit our favorite spots to shoot. So let's just walk up. We'll walk up the 83. Or walk down, rather. It feels like we're going up because we're going uphill, but we're going in a southerly direction in terms of compass direction here, right? Actually, I should make sure that's actually even true. I imagine that they have this set up probably northeast, southwest, but oh yeah, the compass rose right there. No shit, Paul. I was like, if there's no compass rose, I don't even think about that. I have not even thought about where the compass rose was on here on this map for a while. I don't think I ever get up there and look at it. But there it is. So yes, it is truly set up properly, oriented properly. Good to know. But we'll just head south on the 83. We'll just kind of explore these areas, see what we come across. And here we go. First thing, we got a pile of dead super mutants that were taken out by a sheep's watch, as is hinted at by the mysterious quills set upon them. And then we have this one guy, and since he's isolated, this makes a perfect opportunity for chainsaw, because what we're going to do, our workflow, we have to basically thin out the numbers, get it down to either a very small amount of ranged enemies or eliminate all the ranged enemies and then focus on our melee enemies one by one. This guy's already got himself separated, so he's actually perfect, and the sun is very high. What I'd like to get is that if he flies properly, I'd like to get that billboard with the sun and him around that somehow, if possible. He went up, but he didn't like go very far forward, unfortunately. Ooh, did I get him in there? I took the picture and I didn't see him in the frame, but I kind of was trying to time it. Let's see. Did he even fall in there at all? No, I was way too early, Paul. The sun wasn't in there either. We should delete that one right now. Oh, wait, we have to merv. We have to build some mervs, too. Because I'm going to merv these guys. These dead super mutants. Don't let me forget to put on serendipity again. I will die if I do not. Okay. Not embarrassed. I am not embarrassed. I've never been embarrassed once in my life. Not once. Not one time. Oh, that beer, dude. I don't know how liquor and beer mix tastes so good. There was a It's Always Sunny episode. I think is it the most recent season where they get the monkey and then the monkey gets them really drunk off of Boilermakers, whiskey and beer. And they think the beer tastes like so much better, and it's true. It's like, I don't know how, it's just like one serving of liquor with one serving of beer, and it's so tasty. Who'd have thunk it? What are we doing? We're building mervs. Got super duper on. We'll build 45 mervs. Yes, we will probably use a good number of those. Probably. And then we can merv. Oh my goodness, if this pile of poop could fly. If only. If only the poop piles could fly. We could fly these metal tubs. Probably. But let's stick with the super mutants first, and then also let's sweep them together really quick so we can maybe get a cluster. sweeping them. Sweeping them together. We got 4 guys down there. Love these cluster shots. And when we're merving, the beautiful thing about merving is that we can keep our camera equipped while we actually merv. You know, the hot swap towards it. Oh, no. I think they were a little bit too far down towards the ground. I wanted them all above that sky, or into the sky above the horizon. Zeroed on. We got this other guy over there. Try to get that billboard again, maybe. Oh, he hit my tent. This is what I was talking about, though. And unfortunately, the sun has now been completely obscured by that heavy cloud cover. That ain't no big deal. I'm still merving them. Dude, why does it never get old watching these guys fly around? I don't know, but it won't. It just won't. Okay, so this is actually, that guy's in a good position to fly up towards this billboard. Drive. And how fitting is this, dude? Drive in, fly out. If we can get one of these guys. Where'd you go, dude? Where'd his body go? There he is. Okay. If we can get one of those perfectly posed in front of the drive in, fly out poster. Oh, there it is. Oh, with the sun in there, maybe get one with him just in there by himself, and then we'll do one wide. Oh, he was fading out. He was fading out above Mount Blair, but at least we got the shot with the poster, or with the billboard. Okay, stoked on that. Stoked on that one. Is there any more? Was there any more mutants in range? I think these other guys flew way too far over here. What's nice about these bodies that are already laid out as part of a random encounter, which is what we came across there with the poop pile, which there can be if you come across that. I have stumbled upon the sheep squatch when you come across that. I'm not sure if you're supposed to and it just never happens or rarely happens, or if it is supposed to be a very rare encounter. I'm not sure. Sheep squatch are pretty rare to begin with, but I just don't know if that particular event is supposed to spawn. Okay, let's try one more. We can try these guys. They're close enough. Get over there to that billboard. Yeah, not bad, dude. Not bad at all. Oh, that felt nice. That felt pretty nice. I didn't want the full billboard, but I'm fine with that. Into it. Okay, let's try him one more time, though. He put himself back in a good position. What's your position? Oh, no, I think he flew way too laterally. He flew too laterally. Or at least I didn't see where the fuck he went. Here's the only problem with the ash sheep is that there's all these tiny little embers flying around. And when a body gets to a distance, it'll look exactly like one of those little embers. Or ashes. Probably more of an ash than an ember. Although, is an ash not a former ember? Right? What is this deposit? Is this iron? Aluminum deposit. That's nice. At one point, I was like marking down, when I first started playing, all of the deposits across the wasteland. And then I found a website that there's a suite, or I found somebody made a really cool map of all of the deposits, making it very easy to find what you want. I always wanted lead. Lead was my main draw to building a camp around a resource deposit. Lead or steel, always been my thing. Oh shit, is this the Rad Rat Horde? No, because I know there's a Rad Rat Horde in this area right now. Those are just rad rats. We can get a rad rat in flight, though. With this Mount Blair here, Mount Blair signage. Caution falling rocks. That's the kind of funny stuff we can combine with the image of a body flying. Let's see. Let's chainsaw. Here, we'll thin them out. Thin them out. We just want one rad rat left over. I don't think... I said it once, and I'll say it again. The quadrupeds don't seem to fly as easily as the bipedal type enemies. Yeah, see, that guy didn't go up at all. Can't fly at all. But they merv just like anything else. They merv very easily. Oh, rad rat in the sun. I will take it. We don't get very many good rad rats up here, so in these parts, rad rats are a rarity. And I will take that one with great jubilance. Why not Murph him again while we're walking? Christopher type. Oh, get him with Mount Blair. Get him with Mount Blair. Oh, that might have been all right. That might have been. It's so hard to pose these guys. Or get them to pose for us, I guess. Originally, I said I just only wanted to fly humanoid. If it wasn't a bipedal humanoid type guy, I didn't bother flying it because it's very hard to get a lot of those creatures. If it's not, again, a humanoid type creature, very difficult to get them to spread their limbs in such a way that they're going to be readable in the frame. Some are better than others. Mirelurks are like the worst because they're just basically little rotund crab guys. Although that's a good challenge. Good Mirelurk shots. Okay, walking the 83. Here we go. Police car. Can't explode. Too rusted. It's too rusted to explode. Moving on. And get up here to Nuka World. Although, let's keep following. So, do we want to branch off to the left? No. Let's keep working our... it's surprising there's actually no road. That just leads up to the burning mine. So, let's just keep going right. Following the true 83 path. The true path. I know there are generally a couple people on this little bridge. Often, or maybe it's a friendly NPC. It's probably a raider. I feel like there's a raider guy up here sometimes. I love bridges. This bridge is cool. I would not mind. It looks like also a pipe overpass type thing, but mainly a bridge. It's a pipe bridge. Anyway, that's a cool piece of structure right there. I'd love some of that in there, along with that crane. But there's nobody here to fly, so we'll keep moving. Nothing too interesting. I very much love getting these excavators. What is this? Rollins? Dude, let's do some Rollins while we're here. We're still midday, so let's wait till sunset, and then maybe we'll drop into one of our favorite zones. I do very much love this excavator structure deal. And getting shots with that incorporated are always fun. Well, let's see what we can do. Let's actually fuck around with the grenade launcher, because it's not going to fly guys the way we used to. But, well, first of all, there's a... Leggy, dude. You gotta drop those legendaries first. Actually, here's what we'll do. Let's do the skirmish on the outskirts first. Oh, whoops. Just got him, Odell. Yeah, let's let them calm down. We'll do the outskirts over here first. A little outskirt skirmish. It's always going down. And then we'll double back to Rollins. Okay, we got Blood Eagles v... Mole Miners. Okay, let's take out the Mole Miners. So those just no problem. Mole Miners also very, very tough to get them to read very well in the frame. Okay, and then let's try this guy with the grenade launcher. I don't think it's gonna work, but you know, you also never know. Yeah, see, they don't look at the flight. That sucked. That flight was terrible. Okay, thin out the numbers here. What are you? Okay, you're ranged. Take you down. You're ranged. We'll save you because you're far enough away from your friend here that I think I can avoid any damage while at the same time flying this nice mohawked gentleman. Ooh, he didn't fly though. Going back into caution. Sneak around to this little hillside. And then slowly descend upon the Blood Eagle.
Now it's locked in place.
Thank you,
Okay.
Gary. Thank you.
So really, you think? Oh God, Harold.
This guy's got no idea what's coming. You ain't got no idea. You're out of your element, Donnie. Oh. Oh, wait. Did he go up? No. Bad timing. Sometimes they fly some... It depends on, like, what kind of death animation they have. And also, all of the flying... Oh, first of all, thanks for reminding me to put Serendipity back on. Second of all, a lot of this has to do with hack and slash procking at the right time during their little ragdoll, or entering into their rear ragdoll phase. I should probably have Funky Duds. I do like that on, but we'll have collateral damage, because that as well, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think if collateral damage procs at the right time, you have another opportunity to launch the enemy. But hack and slash can take care of it all by itself, and I'm not 100% sure how well just collateral damage works. I think it really is mostly hack and slash that's giving us these abilities. Here's what we can do, though. Let's merv this guy that didn't want to fly. Because Blood Eagles fly, and that's just the truth of it. Nice. Nice. Flew right over to these Scorched. We can go take care of them next. Actually, what do you think? One merv? One merv should do it. One merv should do it. Just about. Except for this son of a bitch. But we again, you gotta narrow it down. Oh, vertibirds! Vertibots, rather. Oh, they're fading out. Ooh, just... I love that they're going, look at, they're going in and out of their draw distance range. They're like right at the edge. They are at the exact, like the exact distance. And now they have left it because they're slowly moving east. Also, there's a, yeah, okay. Are these crashed planes supposed to be something? I've always been curious about these crashed... Obviously, they have a fusion generator in them. Gnarly, these little gnarly fusion. Are those fusion? I think those are considered fusion. Does it mark it if you, like, look at this? No. But I'm always curious about these planes. Like, is there some sort of a lore to go along with them that I've never noticed? Because they're propeller planes. They're, like, kind of... They're out of place in this world, in a way. I guess, though, maybe not. They're fusion-powered. Okay, first of all, look at this. Let me just get this shot of the scorched silhouette. Oh, like that. He just took a pose. Look at those bodies on the foreground. That's actually really cool. And then we can fly him. Easy breezy flying. Frequent flyer miles. There he goes. And then let's get Mount Blair, Sun,
Doing well.
and the body flight. That wasn't bad. Thank you, Gary. Thank you very much. 2 good shots, dude. We've been actually been having some success this evening. There's a lot of cool shots here already. We have 11 more on the roll, so we will... I can delete this one where the super mutant's fading out above Mount Blair on the right side of the frame. We don't need that one. This one's great though, drive and fly out. The guy's, it almost looks like the super mutant's waving with his left hand. He's like, hey, I'll take that. That's not bad at all. This one is also pretty fun. A little bit, maybe that body could have flown a little bit closer to the drive and fly out sign, but still, I'm going to save that one. And this one of the group of bodies, that didn't really turn out because we knew that those bodies, when I took it, I felt that the bodies were a little bit too far to the ground, not above the horizon, so we can delete that one. Okay, that's a very good rad rat in flight with Mount Blair excavator in the background. I love that one. That's not bad, little sun. That one, I actually really like this little portrait. That pose that this Scorch took right at the last second was brilliant. With that sun going down overhead like that. And then we got both. Those are great shots. Okay, we'll save all those. This rad rat in flight was great too. Not quite as cool as this second one. But that first one's kind of fun too. We'll save both those. And let's keep moving, dude. This is sunset. Sunset in the ash heap is beautiful. Although I don't really want to stay here for the entirety of it. We got some albino mongrels. Also, we totally lost track of where we were going. We kind of, well, we got on track, I guess, because we started going down the train tracks rather than the actual road. But we can also we'll go back to Rollins in a second, maybe. I do want to go somewhere that's going to have a nice sunset to it, though. Not that this is bad, because this can be a very beautiful sunset. With some of these train tracks leading into the frame. Where's that dad needs... Okay, here it is. There's this signage here that's hilarious. Dad needs work. Where is it? Block the bot. There's a dad needs work sign, though. Dad needs work. There it is. Dad needs work. Hang on. Let's get the portrait of the freaking mongrel with that dad needs work sign in the sunset. I'm going to turn on my Pip-Boy. Get some light on him. Go back into hiding. Hopefully that was okay. I think their paws were maybe cut out of the bottom of the frame a little bit too much. Still got it, though. No. You don't see me. You don't see me. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's throw some of these guys down. Let's keep the albino intact. And just take out the standard mongrels. Although, as we've discovered, these guys aren't going to fly with the chainsaw now, are they? Probably not, but I'm still going to experiment. Oh, switch to the... okay. They're like any bipedal. They just fly very, very, very low. Let's let that blood dissipate. That sun's going down, dude. Let's go get somewhere that's going to be a good sunset. I know I have a list of great sunset spots. Yes, they don't fly very far at all. Not at all. Let's try one Merv on one mongrel, like this guy right here, towards that sunset, and then let's move to our next location. Not bad. We can get the sunset in there with them. Nope. Oh, maybe not. Oof. Too proud. I was way too proud. Let's do this guy really quick. No, they didn't fly. See, they don't fly with that chainsaw. You gotta Merv them. Gotta Merv them, buddy. Mongrel and Mount Blair? No. Okay. Okay, where do we want to go for good sunset shots? Let's go up. Let's do Johnson's, because Johnson and Johnson, there's no tears. But we should have a good overlook onto the Cranberry Bog from this vantage point and see that sunset going down. Sup, Ignorant? Thank you. Sorry I missed that a few minutes ago. Thank you. Let's get some good shots. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is what I'm talking about with that sunset. Where'd the actual sun... I guess we're on the wrong side here to really see that sun going down, but that's fine. We're still going to get really good sunset colors. Actually, you know what? This is actually, you know what? No. I'm backing out. I'm backing out. Here's why. I want Moonrise. I want to do Moonrise from Johnson's. Let's go. Okay, the Vantage. Let's do Vantage. This is a very small zone. Is this a good spot, or I think this is a bad spot? It's a good spot or a bad spot. The day I can remember where or what every single spot. Oh no, this is an okay spot. Okay, there's one or two spots, Blood Eagle spots, that do not really. Oh, look at that sunset! Holy shit! Okay, this guy's kind of isolated. Let's get him. Don't go under that. Don't take damage from Firecracker Berry. There we go. Eesh. A little bit of the sunset with the tower in there, maybe, in the body. Ew, they were a little stacked up against the tower. Schnitzel, dude. Okay, we can do this rocket launcher guy. Nope. No fly zone. Shit, the sun's down already. Well, I got almost a good one. Merv. Ooh. Not quite as high as I would want him to have flown. How about this guy? That's what I'm talking about. What kind of clouds we have over here. Beautiful ones, actually. Put them between those clouds a little bit. Boom. Not too shabby. Love those clouds. Not a bad pose either, in my opinion. Thank you very much. And, of course, they've already forgotten that I was here. Let's take out the pups, because I don't want these pups boning me. And then we can get this one ranged guy by himself. Oh, he didn't go very high. Not at all. One melee, one ranged. Those was the last two. Let's do the ranged guy. Let him separate. Go adventure over there. Oh, goodness. Here's what we should do. If we did have... I mean, we could do it for sunset as well, but one of these, like, torches, like, in the foreground like this... like with a body in flight right next to it. That would be really fun. Let's go for something like that. Like this guy's coming over here. Perfect. Yep. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Because see, that guy's melee. We can save him. Let's grab this guy. He didn't go very high. Ow! Was he above the ground? That could be fun. Go away. Go away! Alright, now this guy, though. Now this guy. Little Bowie knife, Blood Eagle. That's what I'm talking about. That's the height we want. We want the time to be able to recompose here. Yep. 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 Not bad. And they set themselves up for a nice launching point out to the horizon here. We can do that. Bring me the horizon, Blood Eagle. Ooh, there's the mansions. Oh, I think he was a little bit too low. Little bit too late on that one. We got this guy, though. Another prime opportunity. What do we want to put him with, though? And if he flies over here... I do love the silhouette of the Mount Blair excavator on the mountain. But that little power line is going to kind of bone us because I don't want that peeking in the top, or the tip of it peeking into my frame, Odell. I want it... If we're doing power lines, you need them cascading across into the background like that. You want that repetition of form. We'll try it again. Try it again anyway. Who knows where they're gonna go? Could just end up being could be just a real beautiful sky shot. And it's never a problem. Oh. Oh. I don't know. I was a little bit tilted down too much, maybe. Let's go somewhere fun though. This is gonna be a prime time. Any more corpses? We can maybe fly one more corpse if there's one available. We got this guy. We're getting into semi-starry night, twilight zone time, and that is, as you know, my favorite. Well. Yep, stay right there, pal. Stay right there. Here we go. We can get that bonfire shot. Oh, no. I always debate whether I should follow the body into the frame or if I should let the body fall into the frame. That time it would have been a better idea to follow it down, maybe. One more try on this guy. There it goes. Ooh, Mount Blair. All right. Oh, but we had a little piece of this thing in my frame. And it was a little bit too far separated. Left to right. I'm still happy about it, though. I'm still happy. Don't I sound happy? I'm so happy. Still sounds like someone's using the workbench. Okay, moving on. Let's not waste our beautiful time of day here. We want... Let's just keep... Here, let's actually... Thank you, Johnny boy. Thank you. Let's just go... Let's go South Cutthroat. We're right here. And a good evening. Oh, good night, brother. Sleep well, my bro. Be flying guys all evening. Oh. Oh, yes, yes. Well, then welcome. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to bed now because I already said it. Well, here's something that's rad about this particular spot. There's a nice cluster of skeletons. There's a nice cluster of skeletons. Yeah, bedtime for Johnny. But actually,
A piece of that
yeah.
the tip just got
Thank
me,
you. We got this cluster of skeletons, and then I love the signage with these corpses, these dangling corpses in here. So maybe we can fly some of these skeletons and get a nice cluster of all that stuff. Thank you. It is getting kind of late. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock already. It's 9 p.m. What are you thinking? What are you even thinking here? Ooh, cluster. Corpses! Signage! One skeleton. Okay, one skeleton. I should have tilted down. I think the bottom of that guy's feet were cut out. We still captured kind of what we were going for, though. There's another skeleton. Oh, wait. We also got to go... Fuck. I should have been back at Johnson's Acre already. Let's actually go there now. Screw this zone. Johnson and Johnson. Couple of acres for Johnson and Johnson. I think we missed our prime moonrise moment, but that's okay. Might not have ended up that great. You never know. Okay, no Mothman is here. Actually, wait, no, I'm mixing things up. Johnson's is good for moon set. Johnson is very good for moon set. Not going to be as good for moon rise. So let's save that. I know we went back and forth from here a couple times, but you know what? I'm not a proud man. I'll do whatever I need to get the shot. Get the shot done. Cheers. Okay. Ooh, all the bones came back too. Talk about redemption. Let's try that again. Oh, no. Skeleton just hit the wall. Never had it all. 2 Rad-X a day. Husband scavenges away. Dreams went out the door when the world went to total war. Okay, I'm done with that one. How are these guys doing? What are you guys up to? Get these guys all clustered up. Clustered up, and then let's merv down in here. Oh! Oh, he bounced off of the top of the mountain. Not a good shot, though. Didn't even attempt. No shot attempts. Okay. Send out the numbers here. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That guy's got a Gatling plasma. Or a Gatling laser. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Ah. None of these guys are melee, huh? Okay, so we really got to thin them out. We gotta especially take out that power armor dude, and then once we've isolated our blood eagle of choice, let's just get him to... Heyo. Hi. Yep, nice shot, buddy. I'm right here. We just don't want them underneath any kind of overhang like that. Because it just won't work. Promise you. I promise you, if I try to fly him, it's just going to bounce off that thing. Dude, come on down over here, man. Okay, this guy. Okay. You're gonna get beat with the camera. We're gonna beat him with the camera instead. Blood Eagle beatdown. Ah! Yeah. What do you want? I did it. It would be really cool if you could get legendary cameras. Okay, Bethesda, please give me a legendary camera option. I don't care if all of the affixes are basically useless. If I have a camera that can melee somebody to greater effect, I want it, you know? That's just all I gotta say. Alright, let's do Mervin on this guy. Why not? Oh, maybe we can get a Cuidado Piece of Mojado sign too. Wouldn't that be fun? Well, I saw the sign fly pretty well. I don't know how well that guy flew. He just stayed in the same spot, essentially. Not that time. Oof. Also not the best flight either. I get the feeling he'll go right up to that moon if we really... If we wish it, it can happen. Nah. Getting caught up in all this junk. These aren't the best zones just because there's all this stuff hanging over. Not making it an easy attempt at flying. Let's keep moving, dude. I don't want to waste this night cycle. Or uranium fever popped. Tell you what, I'm going to go start this because there's no point in not starting it. And then I might, if I remember, we can jump back in and finish it. Because this is a very AFK-able event, which nobody knows. I do, though. Here's the trick, and I know I've said this before and then I messed it up. So I'll try not to get too cocky about it, but all you gotta do... Speak with the foreman. Speak with the foreman. Oh, I have voice turned off. That's why you can't hear him. Enter the mine. And then we'll just head on down, start the event, and then we just fast travel away, and it will complete itself. It will assuredly complete itself. Bye. Bye. Oh, instigating Gauss shotgun. I really do want a really good Gauss shotgun. I've not gotten the best rolls on them yet, and they're very good. I have a decent anti-armor. It's like decent only because the I do like that it's 90% reduced weight because I can keep it on me at all times, which is what I like to do. Actually, let's use this to wipe out these guys really quick. So powerful, though. I don't even have any shotgun. I don't have any shotgun effects applied, and it's like obviously way better. Once you have a minor key, I'll take you. I will take you. Instigating should be really good, though. Unfortunately, it was a single star, so I'll probably scrap it. Script it, rather. Would have been fun. I love how they added the ability to get those... what used to be only dropping if you fought the Scorched Beast Queen. It had to be a boss event thing drop. It had a drop from a boss event, or you had to get it from a purveyor murmur drop, which heavily limited. Whoops, heavily limited your chances of getting a good roll on any of those type of learned plan items. I don't know what would those be called? Whatever the plans. It's got to be a good name for. I just know them as murmur drops. Hello, you want a Gauss shotgun in your ass? Do that. Whoa. Let's take these guys all out with the Gauss. I'm not gonna try to fly these guys, so. Hello. Crazy thing, what's gnarly about the shotguns is because it has a gnarly scope you can pop on here. And so on top of the gnarly damage, you have gnarly range on it. It's pretty gnarly. Kill a mole miner, 10 out of 10. Did it. Done. Let's go do Distant Thunder, and we'll fly like a giant group of scorched enemies. Or at least we'll try. We can try to pile them up. Get them piled up a little bit and fly them. Oh, no, it's this area, though. Okay, this area is a little bit different only because there's going to be a lot of different factions. Usually there's already 2 warring factions at this location. But then during this event, then we, on top of that, have a giant group of Scorched. Did any of those guys fly? I swear, like, none of them ended up flying anywhere. Oh! But I also was using the grenade launcher just for shits. Oh no! Get that rad scorpion away from me, dude. And have my poison resistant. Poison resistant. Ooh, you are lucky you're alive, dude. He's not going to be alive for long because I'm going to merv this rad scorpion, and he's probably going to get taken out by the. He's going to be a bit of a collateral damage, but I'm fine with that. We don't fly rad scorpions all that often, and I want to take this opportunity to do it. I'd like to. Oh, scorched. Ah, I think he was on the Milky Way. Little bit of a strange composition. Totally, though. Why does that rad scorpion want to fly? I just want to fly this dude. Ooh, Watoga rad scorpion. Terrible. See, that's the type of creature. It's so difficult to have them oriented in the right way to look like a rad scorpion. He's back. He came back. That's fun. Let's try it again. You want to give me another opportunity to do it, I'll do it. I'll try it. Nope. I've seen that happen before. I don't know what that is. When the body will not leave the actual zone and it just keeps coming back. I see it mostly with scorched beasts. Did it already? No, it's still there. Okay, screw the rad scorpion, bro. Screw that guy. How are our food buffs doing? We got 10 minutes on everything. We don't have well-rested or well-tuned, but that's okay. Let's just keep rolling. Let's do, I do want to jump into Uranium Fever when it's actually being... Here, you know what? I'm going to try to set a timer. I don't have my phone. Never mind. Let's see. We started it about 3 minutes ago. It's an 8-minute event. So in about 5 minutes or so, we want to go back. So at 9:35, if I can keep this in mind, which I probably won't, I'll probably forget about this. But at 9:35, we want to jump back, not into the actual event. We just want to get back to Blackwater Mine exterior, and we can still jump back into the event at the last, literally almost the last second, and still complete the event. But in the interim, let's do Rad Rat Horde, just to clear this off the list. What time is it? 9:30? I might need another beer, man. I might make it to another beer tonight if it's 9:30. I don't know why not. Ooh, some whiskey on the table right here. Thank you. Old Possum, take you. We gotta drink alcohol challenge this week. I only drank 9 out of 25 alcoholic beverages, and that is just not okay. Rad Rat Horde boss. Okay, we're not doing this for anything but for killing and getting a legendary, because this should be a 3-star legendary. Trick of the trade. Not sure if I feel like most people know this already, but those Horde events are seemingly scripted to always land you a 3-star legendary as the Horde boss. So if you're legendary searching, that is a good thing to keep an eye out for. I do really like this little tiny cemetery. It's one of my favorite smaller locations. I used to always come here to open up treasure chests because there's a good amount of them sitting around inside the mausoleum, outside the mausoleum. I also swear there was something else I did here regularly, but I don't remember. Maybe there can be a no, not at the cemetery. I was gonna say a mole miner key box. That doesn't make sense though. It wouldn't be here. What did I used to come here to do? I swear I used to pop into this location. I think it was just to open these chests, because there's like 3 or 4 of them lying about. I don't remember if there's anything else though. What else can we fly here? Is there anything else to fly? No. Let's just utilize our moonlight. Let's grab Ingram. There was something specific I wanted to try here, and so we'll take care of that really quick. I love it when we're at a very high vantage point and we merv guys on the ground below us and they fly up into our field of view. It can be kind of interesting. That's where... Okay, first of all, let's see what's going on. We got Scorched. And specifically, I don't really want to initiate combat with anybody here. It's Blood Eagles versus Scorched. So what we'll do is actually just take them all out, because the fun of this is going to be merving them from the positions that they fall up to our position here. Unfortunately, we're on the wrong side for the moon, but we still have a beautiful starry night on the other side of the map, so doesn't hurt nothing. Also, why are there still embers flying like we're in the ash heap? That's disconcerting. But here's what we want to do, is we want to merv guys from down here where they fell, and hopefully they'll land. What's nice is that they'll ricochet, rebound off of these rocks here, and then hopefully provide us with a great little portrait on the way up. See, kind of like that. He's headless. Headless dude. Flying through the night. Whoops. Oops. Okay, where's some more bodies? We gotta do this before. We got 2 right there. That's a good cluster. 3 actually with that Scorched. What you gotta do is make sure we get this done quick so that we're not letting the bodies deteriorate into corpse piles, meat piles, lunch bags. Ooh, okay, that guy almost got up there. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh. Little bit too far into these trees, but I'll take it anyway. Yeah, you never know. Max amount of photos. Okay, we gotta do a review. Did I even get that last shot? I wouldn't be disappointed if I didn't. Didn't feel that great. This one, bad orientation. I know I like to say all the limbs sprawled out is what we're going for, and here we do have all the limbs sprawled out, but they're also from head to toe directly on axis with the camera, and that's not good. We want them completely standing upright or downright with all the limbs sprawled out. So it doesn't really work when they're in this orientation. It ends up looking like some weird deformed blob of arm and leg and nothing else. You can't see the head. You can't tell what orientation they're in, especially here when the arm and leg are horizontally oriented and the both arms are vertically oriented. It just doesn't work. So we can delete that one. Rad Scorpion. I would love some shots of Starry Night with Toga like this, but the Rad Scorpion doesn't look that great. What was funny about this clip is that we flew him all the way over there, and then it landed back down right next to us. So we can delete that one now. This one's garbage. Scorched with Milky Way in there. Starry Night. Not bad, Starfield. The sky looks fun, but look at those dirty trees on the bottom right corner, and then the body is a little bit too low in the frame. What we would have wanted here is that body in that top left quadrant somewhere, and the trees on the bottom right to be omitted completely. So bye. Oh, I should have tilted down here. This could have been a fun little skeleton in flight shot. Not the best pose on the skeleton, though, but what's really frustrating me is the feet of those impale or hanging corpses. The scorched corpses, they're cut out of the bottom of the frame too much, so deleted. Not the worst Mount Blair silhouette. Sky's not that great here, though. We see some stars kind of peeking through, but then we have that bottom left corner trash going on, so we can delete that one. Oh, man, this one, dude. I think it's like a fraction. Obviously, I was going for the body in flight above the ground. I wanted them in the sky, but I almost like how their hand is pushing off the ground. It almost looks like they're doing some kind of a break dance or something like that. Otherwise, though, the composition sucks. Everything about this image sucks. It's like there's not the best clouds in the sky. The stars aren't that strong yet. Nothing about the horizon. There's no points of interest back there. The lighting on the body itself kind of sucks for kind of an overall muddy look to the image, so we can delete that one. This one's garbage. Do I have blood on the lens? Looks like I have a little bit of blood on the lens there, and the body in flight is not posed well. Kind of a disgusting looking backdrop. The sky's not saving it. Those rocks aren't saved. Nothing's saving that one. Goodbye. That one's actually not bad. I thought I caught this one a second too late, but it actually looks like we did a decent capture with them above the horizon. My biggest issue here is that weird looking polygonal shape in the sky, that weird right angle on the top right-ish side. Obviously it's just not that what those lines should be is like feathered into the combination. I'm imagining, and I don't know this, but I'm imagining that is like part of whatever the cloud or star sprite is. That's the end of that structure. I see like some other hard lines in there too. It's kind of hard to see them in the center of the frame, but there's some more there too. But all of those should basically be blended together seamlessly because there's probably overlapping cloud effects that overlap with the star effects, that overlap with the atmospheric effects. And so like when those are all combined, if they don't have, if they're not like feathered properly at their edge, you get those hard polygonal shapes. And maybe those are also supposed to be spread out in a way that won't allow you to see them, or like they're too far up or down than they should be, or something like that. So you end up seeing those weird lines. I don't know. I have no idea. This is all speculation, but we're gonna delete it because it's like whatever. That is the torch shot, dude. This is the torch shot, exactly what we wanted. I think I would have preferred them to have flown out a little bit farther left so we could have included more of the horizon and some of that distance. But that's pretty good. For what we called out, for what we wanted, I'm happy about that one. I'll keep that for sure. This one was almost it. This one could have been really good if I had maintained my framing that I thought I wanted, but instead I tilted down way too much. I like the shadow of the body on the ground, though. That actually kind of saves it from being too much foreground space. And I know my image is kind of blocking this guy's feet, but they are completely held in the frame. But if I had tilted up just a little, we could have held the shadow. If I got him above the horizon line, that shadow would have held on the foreground, and we would have maintained a better composition, because right now I'm having a little bit too much foreground area, and what the interest was that beautiful color in the sky, and so we lost that. But still not bad. I'm gonna should delete. I'll save this one for now. This is not a bad shot. This one didn't really work. We got that body stacked up against the tower. We can delete that one. Man, this mongrel shot was going to be cool, but it did not end up that way because they noticed me, and then I ended up messing it up by cropping the paws out of the bottom of the frame there. I'll delete that one. I like both these scorched shots. I'm going to keep actually the one with him posing on the ground rather than the flown image, because I like this one better. It's more unique to what we usually get. This one's pretty mediocre. Let's delete that one. Rad Rat in Flight, love that. But this first Rad Rat in Flight's not as good, so we can delete that. 36 out of 37. Let's delete this one. In terms of like a good body in flight around one of those sweet looking, I don't know what that would be called. It's like, it's not a bonfire. It's not a lamp. Lantern, gigantic lantern. I don't know what those are called. I should know that, but I don't. But I like this one for that. If that's what we're trying to capture, which was the idea was a body in flight around that really cool looking lamp thing. Whatever. Why do I not know what that would be called? Gigantic bonfire lamp. I don't know. But that this is pretty much what we wanted with that element in the frame. So this one we can get rid of. Even though I think I would have preferred this. Again, I wanted to kind of look out over the horizon more, and that's what we got here. Where here we're really focusing on that foreground rock structure, cliffside structure, and I wanted some more depth. We have those distant hills in this shot, so it's not terrible, but it's just not ideal. Okay, we have 14 shots. That should be plenty. And now we're getting back into daylight, so fuck my life, right? Just fuck me right up with that daylight. Actually, we got some more sunrise colors. Let's get up to the Ingram or the Clancy Manor proper and see if there's anything up here that will entice us. And let's sneak and make sure there's no Mothman, because we love finding our Mothman. No Mothman here. I only did that one time, which that was like our New Year's stream, so I'm pretty stoked that we ended up getting that rare opportunity for that special occasion. And I was lying. I'm probably not going to get to another beer because I'm going to wrap up in like 20 minutes or so. But I will save the rest of my beer to do a farewell cheers with everybody, of course. Why not? Let's just make sure. Okay, so I've only seen the Mothman hanging out here right at the front of the zone. And in that case, we had all of the NPCs kind of congregating here, praying to it. Still not sure if I saw the Mothman in its original placement, because it was not the true Mothman, which would flee at the sight of any enemy encounter. But because there's this little skirmish down here, that may aggravate whatever Mothman is present. And if the Mothman gets into a scuffle, they'll just kind of go back to a spot that they didn't originally stand at. So I don't know if the Mothman actually appears in the front there, or if it appears somewhere else and it got startled and then relocated. I'm not sure. But I noticed that these guys are always preying on this side of the map, and so I always anticipated finding the Mothman somewhere around here. But I have not seen the Mothman other than that one specific time. So I think we're clear on the Mothman. Bottom line is I think we're clear on the Mothman, and we can just fly these dudes. Try to get some of these beautiful clouds. Perhaps. Let's do chainsaw. Well, let's see what this guy's got. What do you got, pal? Okay, he's ranged, melee. Melee will save. Ranged, let's take out. Got thinned out numbers. We'll take care of this guy over here first. Oh no! He ventured right underneath that thing. Bad choice. And then we'll do this dude next. Melee last. Nope. No flight. Oh, they got caught up in that tree. You don't want people amongst... Oh! You don't want to get hit by a sledgehammer either, but guess that happened. Dude. I don't even know you. I don't even know you. Get out. Get out of there. Okay. Okay, ghoul. Wait. Let's do ghoul portrait. Ghoul portrait with the sledge. Oh, that was a good portrait. That was good. And now we'll fly him. He's got wood armor. Is not much of a challenge. There we go. Oh, he's a little close. Ah, terrible. He fell on top of the golf cart, creating quite the cacophony of noise. Anybody else? There's somebody else here. I'm in danger. We had the boss character. There he is. Okay, you gotta join me out here though, bro. I'm not getting involved with you if you're not outside that house, outside the Clancy Manor. Mr. Tom Clancy's house that they licensed for the game. That's not true. I don't know if that's true. While we're waiting, why don't we grab the sugar and all your foodstuffs in here. Is that a dick doll? I'll take a dick doll. Who doesn't want a dick doll? What's going on here? What are you doing, pal? You outside yet? Yeah, you are. Okay, perfect. Going to caution. Get behind him. Oh, no. No. Hey. No! Hey, right here. Okay, no blood on the lens. I think they got caught up on the railing. Well, guess what? We'll rail into him with this Merv and see what happens. Paxmore, thank you. Wait a second. You're not getting away with this. Paxmore, thank you, my friend. Very much appreciated. Not necessary, but very appreciated. I love you. Hope that was worth it. Hope I'm worth it. Hope it was worth the price. Hope it's worth the noise. Thank you. By the way, it's kind of confusing. It says that you subscribed for 8 months. And it always makes me think like, wow, that person did 8-month subscription right now. Like you just subscribed 8 months. That's not the case, right? It's that you have subscribed consistently for 8 months. That's why it says the 8-month streak, right? That is how that is set up. The wording is not quite the way I'd think it should be, because it does end up sounding like people subscribe for multiple months at once. And I mean, who the hell's gonna do that? You know what I mean? Okay, we're back to good daylight time. Let's go continue on our adventure through some sort of road. Actually, first, you know, we were right here, so actually what makes sense is to open up this burning mine locker and have that quest completed, because we're going to be getting some more mole miners. 8 months in total. Right, yeah, exactly. It's kind of a confusing way they describe that. Because I remember thinking, like, the first time I saw, like, a multiple month subscription thing, I was like, wow. I was like, you know that you're going to want to be here in 3 months? That's pretty incredible, and I'm thanking you for that. I appreciate you. I cherish you. But it's unbelievable. And I was right to not believe it because it wasn't true. Either way, I appreciate it. I am confusion. Here we go. Easy breezy. Dude, Gauss rifle medium scope, that's going right into my store. If you know anything about my vendor, my store, I try to stock it with camera or photo related stuff. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's go do the photo quest really quick. I tell myself we should do this on every stream, but there's so much to do. Oh no. Got somebody around here. Probably a dirty mole miner. There he is. Come here, you. Of course, I could have just fast traveled anyway, but instead I wanted the EXP. Why wouldn't you want a lot of EXP, dudes? Drinking water. And I'll finish off that brew in a second. But yeah, let's do this. Because what I was just trying to explain is that I only stock photo-ish related stuff in my vendor. And so things like binoculars are perfect. I also like lab coats, any kind of lab coat type thing. Why? I don't know. I just think lab coats sound kind of photographically related for some reason. Sunglasses, optical. It's optical. Anything optically related. I think that's the better terminology to use. Anything optically related to lighting or capturing of light or something like that, I guess. Microscopes, broken cameras, lights, any type of lights for your camp, lamps, wall light. I have all these things saved up. I haven't stocked my store for a while. Scopes. I love popping scopes in there. Camera film, all that kind of shit. So anyway, anytime I come across a good scope plan, I know it's right to pop that into my vendor. Thematically specific. Yeah, let's do this. Steal all of the Overseer's shit, because why not? She ain't using it. And guess what? It'll come back. Somehow Overseer has a very, very good resource for all these very specific things. Sometimes there's like pumpkin pie sitting here. Not seeing any pumpkin pie. I guess Overseer's not feeling very generous today. Take your salt and pepper, though. And sometimes there's like Nuka-Cola in here. Screws. All right, let's go. We're not here to loot, dude. We're here to get our photo quest from, none other than Davenport. Yes, photo reconnaissance. I don't have the, I have the dialogue audio turned off. For so okay, yeah, just push your robot aside, Overseer, so that you can look at your map. Go ahead. Let's do Crater. Feeling brave. Yeah, they're my like I'm homeboys with the Raiders, so we're good. Yep. Yeah. We're gonna do the communication center, and we're doing a campsite. Ooh. Guess what, dude? That campsite. 11 a.m. Ooh, it's a great... I know for a fact that the campsite that they want me to photograph is a great sunset spot. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, though, because of how late it already is. Or, I mean, how early it is, rather. It's going to be... I mean, late in real life, because I want to try to wrap up pretty soon. And luckily, look, we got breach and clear there ready to go for when we want to AFK something while we're wrapping up. But this particular vantage point that photographed this small campsite, I had my camp. There's a lead deposit right here. And so I was at a very easily accessible spot right here. So it was easy for me to do this event or this quest. This is a perfect spot to get a sunset shot of Palace of the Winding Path. And I have a couple good ones, or I have a singular good Palace of the Winding Path shot, but I did not shoot it in a perfect fashion. Also, at sunset with the Palace of the Winding Path, if you pop a nuke down... Oh, shit, Radiation Rumble just popped. Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to do that right now. Even though I could solo it, I swear. If you drop a nuke over here somewhere, anywhere behind Palace of the Winding Path... Actually, I guess it'd probably be somewhere over in here. We'd have to pick out... Actually, we can go... Well, we have to go shoot that. Let's go fucking shoot that right now. I was hoping to maybe wait out sunset, but we're not going to... It's too late. We're not going to get there. But we can kind of like pre-plot what we would do. Let's take out all these cultists. While we are right here, no Mothman. I'm not seeing any Mothman. Mothman es no mas. Mothman no aquí. Oh, we also need food buffs. I'm going to wrap up soon, so I don't really want to get all my buffs going. We're going to be fine without them for now. Let's do this guy first. Nope, he didn't want to go anywhere. Oh! Oh! You know what? Okay. That was not a good photo. But what that was the first time a NPC has used a grenade that launched a body and then we captured it. This is a first. I love firsts. Creating historum. Okay, we got one melee, we got one ranged. Another range down here. This guy's kind of separated. Let's actually fly him first while he's separated. Oh, but he didn't want to fly. Okay, we got two pitchfork melee dudes dressed exactly the same. They're definitely best friends. Actually, let's take a photo of them together. Just for fun. Look at them. They're exactly the same. We dress exactly the same. Ow. Ah, got him. Okay, keep moving. Keep moving. Okay, screw that guy. Let's take out the ranged first. This spot was before they introduced... I swear this spot was a completely different looking area. When they introduced the Mothman cultist faction, this got a change in design, this particular area. Where'd that ranged guy go? We got... There's our pitchfork dude. There's our ranged dude. I always thought there was going to be a super mutant behemoth right here. Oh, he didn't want to fly either. That's fine. How about you, pal? Okay, they're both melee. I kind of want to try... Let me try one more shot with both of them, though. A little portrait of both these dudes. They just... It's cool that they have a consistent attire and design, weapon design and all that. Sneak attack! You didn't see that one coming, did you? Ooh, in the rain, too? This is going to be cool. Alright, have them turn around. Get both of them facing me. Oh! Back off! Back off! No! Okay. Ah, they're on me. Let me get some distance from them. And then hopefully they'll separate. Oh, God. They're right on my ass, though. Get out of there. Okay. Get one of them to separate a little bit. Oh, they just... Dude, they're a pair. They're just sticking together. I mean, that's what you do. There we go. They're separating. Bad choice, my friends. I'm reaping all the benefits. This is the problem with this area. There's so many trees. Ah, nah. Okay. Calm down, pal. Calm down. Calm right down. You raving cultist. Get that blood on the lens to dissipate and... fly up into the air. We get maybe a close-up. Ah, damn, that was, yeah. Way too close to this tree. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. Okay, whatever. Let's go up to this reconnaissance point. We got bad weather, so we're going to finish off this quest, and then we'll wrap up. And I'm doing this quest with the hope of getting another plan for a lens, because that would be the ideal, is having my store stocked up with the plans for the camera lenses, but It's so rare to get one from this event or from this quest, and you can only do one quest at a time. Holy schnitzel, dude. What is this? Legendary Assaultron, 2 Protectron Guardians. We'll thin out the numbers, and then let's try to fly that Assaultron, actually. Since he's the most difficult, or she. Robots don't have gender. They don't give a shit, as nobody should. Oh, but he's legendary. So do we... Ah, it's a 1-star. Fuck it. Okay. I'm not even sure if he's gonna fly with the chainsaw anyway. Now you're talking. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Let's try to chainsaw them. Only one way to find out. Yeah. Look at that view on Palace of the Winding Path. Perfect vantage point. Oh no! Okay, wait, whoa. Let's let them calm down. Let them calm down so that they don't go invisible again. Such a gnarly enemy, dude.
No ticket.
They can kill me. Thank you! These guys can just down me, and if you're a low health build, these guys are down you in one hit. If you're not prepared, if you don't have your shit set up right, I have enough defense right now where I should not be downed all that easily, but if they do their laser attack, I'm gonna be gone if I'm hit in any appreciable way. Ah, no, they did not fly very far at all. That's not a bad deal, because then we get to enjoy that legendary. And did that fly anything? No. That would have been fun if that flew. I think it did launch one of those corpses. I just don't know where it went. I should have anticipated that. Anyway, this is the vantage point. Such a great shot of, or such a great vantage point to get a shot of Palace of the Winding Path. Right here, the sun goes down just on the other side of that hill. And it can be so beautiful. But here's what we can do. We can try to fly the Assaultron towards that, and then maybe just get a slice of that with the Assaultron in there. Bonus points if the lightning goes off while we're actually trying to get that shot. Always the ideal. Ah, nah. Ah. Can we fly them from down there? Man, Assaultrons. I think Assaultrons are very heavy. I think they're a heavier... I don't even see where that body went. Let's go for something else. There's a couple corpses up here, right? We had a couple Protectrons. Let's do Protectron. Perhaps we can get Protectron over there. Perhaps. Okay, not bad. Nope. Oh, I fell. Wait. Ooh, no. He didn't fly quite in the right direction. Maybe one more attempt. Where's the other Protectron? Here you are. I'm not going to take that scrap. I think once you take the scrap, that's when they can... the bodies are going to disappear, or... yeah, they're just going to disappear if you... Oof, no, not quite. Not quite the trajectory. Maybe we'll do another one from here. No. Okay. Let's just photograph the campsite. How about Palace of the Winding Path between these two... tents. Let's see if we can get it with lightning striking. Oh, well, way late, Paul. Come on, dude. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to time that. I'm just going to have to luck out and get it get it done. Do we have shots on the roll still? Because here's what I want to try. Yeah, we got a couple more shots. Let's try to get this Nuka-Cola toy truck in the air. I would love a Nuka-Cola toy truck in flight. No, it's like, it's too phased into the ground, I guess. But look, like, what if we got, imagine that, if we could get this very close to camera, flying through the air with something else cool happening in the background, that would look miraculous, but it's not flying for us. So what do you want me to do? Grab the wood. And let's just go grab this other shot really quick, and then we'll wrap up. I want to wrap up. Wrap things up here. In the wastelands. I got more work I got to do after. I got some stuff I got to take care of. Verdant season here in the Toxic Valley. That's nice. I'm not going to utilize it, but it's nice. Real quick shot of the communications center. So I usually shoot this from this side because you want to see, I love these little globes floating, hanging planets and meteors. I would love, give me this hanging moon lamp, dude. I want, can you get that? I don't think that's a camp item as far as I know. But I would love to be able to hang some planets like that from my camp. Bethesders. So I usually get like a nice wide of Ren like this with the communications area. Let's swap to our long lens. Let's swap to our 200 mil. Can you get, I want to try to, can we get a very tight shot with Ren and the communications area? We can get that. It's not bad. I would love to move back and zoom in more, but I cannot. So I guess we'll have to be okay with this focal length. Communications area. Ren. Chillin'. Now, if you'll look at me, wait for her to turn towards us a little bit. There we go. Yeah, maybe she was kind of glaring at me, but you know what? We got it. Hey, look, and she's got the same color eyes I do. Got hazel, dude. That's my eyes right there, bro. If you're familiar with me, you'd know that I got hazel eyes. So thank you. Magical, yeah. How about that? Yeah, so good. So incredible. Okay, let's go back and turn that in, and then I'll wrap things up here. Back to the overseer's home. Like siblings, yeah. Me and Ren, dude. Yeah, we got this connection, man. I also like her face paint. I don't know if I have that face paint for myself. Let's see if I do, actually. There's me. Wait, is it something that you add? You can add it here, right? Jaws, eyelids. Wait, no, extras. What am I even talking about? Face tattoos. I do not have that one. I swear I've bought... Oh, face paint. Oh, that's what it is. Never mind. I probably do have it then. Okay, yeah, she wears the diamond eyes. Okay, I do have it. At one point, I did not have these, and I was doing some kind of fun build that I needed one of these face paints for, and I didn't have it. And I was bummed, but I obviously have since gotten them. In Fallout 4, death metal, yeah. In Fallout 4, I have a Zell character, Zell Dinch from Final Fantasy VIII, and I was hoping that there was a good tattoo similar to Zell's facial tattoo that he has, and I think there was something close. I forget exactly what I chose in the end, and I swear they have a similar thing in here, but I swear I missed the opportunity to buy it. I don't know. Either way, that doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there, dude. We're done. We're not changing anything. We're done. But we have those tattoos and those face paints if we want them. But I don't want it. I don't want it right now. Thanks. I need to make a Snake Plissken character now that they have eye patches. Oh, yeah, dude. I have a snake. I have my snake character, but it's not Snake. Well, no, it's not supposed to be solid. It says it's supposed to be Solid Snake. It's not supposed to be Snake Plissken. But you know that they're basically based around the same. Or Snake Plissken is the influence for Solid Snake's character. Snake Bros, yeah. My photographic alter ego that might come into play at some point for the stream. It was actually the initial idea. I wasn't sure. I think I've talked about this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna, when I started streaming, like if I wanted to try to refrain from being myself and be a character a little bit more, or if I was gonna be myself and not worry about being a character. And I opted for just trying to be myself because it sounded a little less stress-inducing, a little less anxiety-inducing. But initially, I started a whole new PlayStation account because I wanted a separate PlayStation account from my main PlayStation account for privacy reasons. I started a different handle for Instagram and TikTok and stuff. I was going to go through that whole phase, and I was like, no, let's just keep it. It's like if I want to put on a character or whatever, I can do that, but I'd rather just not have to adhere to like some kind of character ruling. But anyway, there is, and I'll detail this more. There's no point in talking about it right now. But anyway, Crow Plissken is the third sibling of Iroquois and Snake Plissken, the youngest of the three, obviously. Very fitting, since I am the youngest of three as well. That was the whole thing of that, was that it was very fitted for that. But whatever. Anyway, Crow Plissken. Ah! He's got a little eye patch. Come on. I got everything you asked for. Yes, I do. I did promise a reward. Well, let's upgrade that reward a little bit with my int. Give me a lens plans, dude. Oh, you son of a bitch. A pulse mine? How dare you? Davenport? Anyway, that's cool. Let's go. I'm going to AFK breach and clear while we wrap up. We'll do a final image review. And then we'll wrap up. Makes you stronger. Yeah, crow's milk. Yeah. Ah! Fly, soar like a crow. Soar as high as a crow. Ah! Ooh, Path to Enlightenment just popped up, but I'm not going to do that right now. All we're going to do is very quickly just reap all these guys to death. Reap them. As in the grim reaping of death. Okay. And now, see, because this is exactly why I have the audio turned off for voice acting, voice audio of any kind, because during this event, the mother load itself is talking to you, and it's kind of a frustrating thing when we're trying to review. So We don't want that. Turn that voice off. No big deal. Okay, where did we start tonight? So we started by walking down the 83, the good old Highway 83. I don't know if it's an I-83 or I don't know what it's just the 83. I should have looked at the signage better while we were walking it because I would have known, but I didn't. We were walking the 83 from Rusty Pick down into the Ash Heap region, deep into the Ash Heap region. So we walked across there, and whoops. Oh, we should do obligatory self-portrait, actually. Hang on. This is just reminding me. Might as well. Pose them. It's not that important if we do this or not, but you know what? I also do like doing it. Let's do sparklers. We'll do sparklers, and then we'll put me like above the horizon. Like this, just having that drab backdrop, something like that. That's fun. Loving it. Okay. I'll kill all those enemies after we finish our review. Anyway, so we're walking down the 83. We got some of these super mutants flying around this very, very fitting billboard, the drive-in and fly-out Red Rocket billboard. So incredible to have a body in flight around that billboard. And I think I like this one the best. Out of the set, this one with the sun just above the billboard itself. Also, the body is in a much better position, I want to say, in the sky and in a better pose. So this one's definitely going to take the cake for those. Love that shot. Then we got a good Rad Rat in flight shot with Mount Blair. Love it when we can incorporate that architecture into the shot. Doesn't always happen. Maybe this isn't the best view of Mount Blair excavator that we could have, but we also don't get Rad Rats in flight very often, and that isn't the worst capture of a Rad Rat in flight either, so I'm into that one. We did some, again, walking through the ash heap. We ended up at Mount Blair Train Yard, or just away from Mount Blair Train Yard, and we got a sweet little portrait of this Scorched. We also got a pretty decent Scorched in flight, similar to this shot with that same exact enemy NPC. So that one's pretty sweet. I love those. I especially love it when we have some foreground stuff going on with like bodies across the ground like that. Something to add some cool detail on the foreground. I think that helps this shot stand out rather than it being a little more mundane. I like that one. We got a little Blood Eagle amongst these beautiful, I believe this would be the sunset clouds, right? Since we had just exited daytime and that's the sun going down. So this should be sunset. Blood Eagle just flying through those clouds. Very nice. Very happy we got a picture of this giant bonfire torch thing with the body in flight. When I see an image, nothing is more fun, nothing is more exciting than having an image in mind and then seeing it come to fruition due to your hard work and dedication, which is what we do always here, of course. But when it's very nice when I want to see something. I mean, that's kind of what you're going for, is to have an image in mind. You want very specific elements in the frame. And then to see that happen is probably one of the most satisfying feelings you can get. And I believe we did that with this shot. Very close to exactly what I wanted. But you know what? When it comes out a little bit different than what you expect, that's also fine too. I wanted to see more towards the left side of the frame and into the background. But it didn't end up that way, and so we got something a little bit different, but I'm still happy with it, and it's great. I do like that shot. That's vying for a ProSnap pick of the day. We got this sledgehammer wielding ghoul portrait. It's okay. I'm not really happy about the bush on the left side of the frame or the tree on the right side of the frame. I would have preferred those to be to be clear and have just a nice clean view into that background to see the depth behind the ghoul, this ghoulified blood eagle with some blood on his sledgehammer. Not terrible, but it's just eh. Also, I think I would have preferred them to have risen above the horizon a tiny bit. So if I could have positioned myself a little bit lower and looked out, instead of tilting up a little bit more rather than tilting down, looking towards the background, that would have been better. But still a nice portrait. This one did not come out. That body is just way too lost amongst a similarly toned background, so we can delete that one. Oh, almost this. I really wanted. I think I like this one. This is a good portrait of both these guys that are very similarly dressed and equipped with the pitchfork weapon. I think versus this one, I like this one better. Not the best either way. I wish I would have tilted down and gotten their full body in here. Not terrible. Not terrible, just not the best. And maybe I could have panned to the right and looked into that background more, but I still like that shot. Not terrible. Not terrible. This one, no. Almost a decent close-up. If that background was something beautiful, that could have been a fun, weird crop. I do like those weird crops when the body is just kind of hanging out on one side of the frame. But that's not good enough, no. I don't remember what we were trying to get here, but it did not work out. Bye. This was for that quest. We don't need this shot, but I would like to try to remember to come to this position during sunset and try to get a good shot of Palace of the Winding Path with the sun going down right behind it. That would be beautiful. That one we don't need, though. Pretty sweet Ren portrait. I will say that's a pretty sweet Ren portrait. Not something we can't get anytime we want, though, because she's always right in that exact same spot. The lighting does not change in this interior area. And all we really went for was a good head position turned towards the camera. That's the only thing that we really affected here. Also, I probably didn't need to crouch. I might have been better off standing. I'm tilted up just a little bit more than I wanted to. Always trying to keep those those verticals parallel with the edge of the frame. But Ren looks badass as usual, wearing that fine leather coat. Gotta love that leather coat. I can delete this one, though. We don't need that one saved. And then we did our self-portrait, little sparkler self-portrait. Just having a good old time in the ash heap. Very fun. We don't need to keep that either, though. Goodbye. So ProSnap pick of the day. It's either going to be Super Mutant flying in front of the billboard, the Red Rocket billboard, which I freaking love. I love that the wording on the billboard is so fitting for this type of image. Like, that's great. So it's either that one or the giant lantern and body in flight. I think I'll go with the billboard, though. I want to try to incorporate more of this kind of stuff when there's some kind of a slogan, like we tried to get with that. I don't think I deleted it already, but we tried to get the mongrel in front of the dad needs work sign. Anything like that can be really fun. So I'd like to try to incorporate more of those type of shots when we see the opportunity. When the opportunity presents itself. This shot at night also probably would have been really fun. If that, I don't know if the billboard lights actually go on, but if there was like a little pop of light from that lantern, there's like a lantern extending just below the Red Rocket character that's holding the rocket there. The quasi Flintstones looking design that guy has. That could have been fun. And if that was the moon, but that probably wouldn't have looked as good because the moon would probably not pop out within that gigantically overbearing atmosphere. But yeah, ProSnap, I'll call that the ProSnap pick of the day. Super Mutant flying around Red Rocket billboard. and the sun rising just above that. Love that shot. And the clouds, you know what? There's enough texture in the clouds so that the sky doesn't just look devoid of detail. You can tell that it's just overcast. And that makes me feel a lot better about an uninteresting sky. So happy about that one. And then second place goes to upside down Blood Eagle flying around that sconce or torch or lantern, giant lantern, standing lantern. I'll try to look up what the hell those things would be called. It's like a giant lantern, right? I mean, bonfire lantern. I bet there's a very specific name, and I will learn it. Maybe, if I remember to research that before next stream. I don't need this. This shot actually, I really wish this shot came out, but since this second one came out much better with those two dudes, we can delete that first one because this is going to be the keeper, and that's going to be the one I probably clip as well. And I have 12 shots on my roll in case I want to shoot anything when we're not on the stream. Let's just take out. Take out, dudes. That it? Mole miners anymore? No? Okay. Do I have a mole miner key in my possession? These are questions. Open, no. Okay, so then one of these guys could possibly drop a key. I don't know why I love these mole miner key quests, but if I have one, I complete it immediately, and if I don't, I'm gonna check all the mole miner bodies for the key because I want another mole miner present. All right, whatever. I don't need to deal with that. Maybe I'll go explore down at the quarry, and maybe I can get a key down there after I wrap up. But who cares? Anyway, that was a fun evening. I want to say that was a pretty good night of shooting. I got a pretty good amount of keepers, more than usual. I'd like to say. I think it was more than adequate photography session. So I really thank you all and appreciate you all for coming and hanging out and being a part of this. Really make this happen. I wouldn't be here without all you. So thank you all very much. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. Hope you all get to do something fun. If you don't have anything planned, just take a minute and relax a little bit. Have some fun. Kick back. Everybody deserves to have a fun weekend. Recharge for the next week ahead of us. And I'll be back next week, of course, at the very least for Photography Friday and Triforce Thursday. Zelda and Fallout, respectively. But maybe I'll get some more stuff going on at the beginning of the week. No promises. I never know exactly what I'm going to be able to do for the week. But at least Thursdays and Fridays, as always, is standard. So see you all then. Until then, enjoy yourselves thoroughly. Let's do socials. All business here. I'm all business. Check out YouTube if you want to watch previous streams, because all of them, for the most part, end up. Thank Gary. All of them end up on YouTube, as well as little clips on there from each stream. If you just want to see the best shots that we've taken per stream, keep an eye on that. But if clips are your favorite deal, TikTok is also going to be your friend, because you can find the exact same short clips there without the necessity to dig around longer form content that would be on YouTube. So whatever your preference is, both are very, very good choices. But on YouTube, you'll find our longer form content, which is going to be unique because we're going to talk about photography in Fallout 76. Eventually, we have planned a sweet little descriptive video about the photography in this game, detailing, describing, talking about what we like and what we don't like. That'll be up on YouTube eventually. And you won't be able to find that on TikTok, at least not the full version. I might do like shorter versions of each video so we can have a TikTok variant and a YouTube longer form variant or something like that, subject to change, but that's my plan so far. Also, for this game specifically, we have a website that we are slowly working on, slowly building. in progress for photography in this game, and we have some fun stuff planned for that. But keep an eye on that website, and also if you're interested in all this stuff, also check out our Discord. We got a really great group of people on Discord. I want to say thank you again, Dr. Paxmore, for setting that up. If anybody is interested to know, Dr. Paxmore, again, thank you, my friend, is kind of the one that made a lot of this stuff happen. I mean, we wouldn't have redemptions. We wouldn't have, I don't even know if I would have Streamlabs up yet. I don't even know if I would be streaming without Mr. Paxmore. So thank you very much, Dr. Paxmore. And thank you very much for the Discord setup, especially because that is all Paxmore right there. So everyone give a big old thanks to my boy, Paxmore. Yeah, my man, thank you very much making that happen, because again, it wouldn't even be there. So, and we have a lot of good plans and a lot of cool stuff on the way. So stay in touch, everybody. If this is your thing, please stay in touch. Other than that, I will urge everybody, again, enjoy your weekend. Please enjoy your weekend. Be safe, be responsible. Don't do anything dangerous, of course. And take care, take pictures. Don't lose your dinosaur, please. And I'll see everybody next week. Thank you all. Let's throw a rating out there. I'd say tonight felt pretty damn good, dude. I'm doing 9 Todd Howards and an Argus or a ProSnap Deluxe, because that's just how that is. Gary, what are this? Gary gave it 6 strips of bacon. that's good, dude. That does sound tasty. I am hungry. I'm gonna go eat right now myself, actually. But that's our rating. That was a pretty fun night, I think. I got a lot of good captures, and then I'll throw a snack out there for everybody. Snack you all. Y'all the best, dude. Everybody enjoy their evening. I love you all. Goodbye all. Peace.